Hey guys, Toast here, and welcome to another episode of Overwatch How to Play. This is a series that focuses on each Overwatch character's backstory, covers their basic mechanics and abilities, and discusses tips for how to play each character. Today's focus is Tracer. Lena Oxton was the youngest person ever inducted into Overwatch's experimental flight program. Known for her fearless piloting skills, she was handpicked to test the prototype of a teleporting fighter, the Slipstream. But during its first flight, the aircraft's teleportation matrix malfunctioned and it disappeared. Lena was presumed dead. She reappeared months later, but her ordeal had greatly changed her. Her molecules had been desynchronized from the flow of time. Suffering from chronal disassociation, she was a living ghost, disappearing for hours and days at a time. Even for the brief moment she was present, she was unable to maintain physical form. Overwatch's doctors and scientists were stumped, and Tracer's case seemed hopeless until a scientist named Winston designed the Chronal Accelerator, a device capable of keeping Tracer anchored in the present. In addition, it gave Tracer the ability to control her own time, allowing her to speed it up and slow it down at will. With her newfound skills, she became one of Overwatch's most effective agents. Since Overwatch's dissolution, Tracer has continued to right wrongs and fight the good fight whenever the opportunity presents itself. Now that we have a little backstory on Tracer, let's take a look at the basic mechanics of this time-jumping former Overwatch agent. Tracer fills the offense role in this game and has 150 health with no armor and no shield. This makes her extremely easy to kill from a damage perspective, but she has a few tricks up her sleeve to improve her survivability. Tracer's primary attack are her two pulse pistols that rapidly fire 20 rounds each for a total of 40 rounds before needing to be reloaded. The weapon is fully automatic, but can and should be fired in short bursts at targets who are further away to be more accurate. Her weapons are akin to rapid-fire submachine guns with extremely fast rate of fire, but low damage per bullet. Tracer does not have any alternative fire mode. Tracer's primary attack can be devastating to many characters, though will be less effective on characters who have armor, as that helps mitigate damage from higher rate of fire but lower damage per bullet weapons, which is exactly what Tracer has. Tracer's first ability is called Blink. Tracer zips horizontally through space in the direction she's moving and reappears several yards away. She stores up to 3 charges of the Blink ability and generates more every few seconds. Blink is Tracer's main form of movement around the map, and likely the ability that she is most defined by, as she can use it up to 3 times in succession to either initiate or escape a fight. This ability essentially guarantees that Tracer will be a difficult character to catch. Each Blink has a 3-second regen time, and Tracer can use Blink anytime as long as at least one of the 3 is available. Tracer's second ability is called Recall. Tracer bounds backwards in time, returning her health, ammo, and position on the map to precisely where it was 3 seconds before the ability was activated. This ability is essentially Tracer's panic button, allowing her to pull out of a fight while simultaneously regaining some or all of her health, depending of course on what you had 3 seconds before the ability was used. This ability is most beneficial if you find yourself in a losing end of a fight, or run into a group of enemies and either don't have any blinks remaining or need the health regeneration. Tracer's ultimate ability is called Pulse Bomb. Tracer lobs a large bomb that adheres to any surface or unfortunate opponent it lands on. After a brief delay, the bomb explodes, dealing high damage to all enemies within its blast radius. The amount of time from when the pulse bomb is deployed to when it explodes is roughly 2 seconds, leaving a small window for enemies to escape its radius. If, however, you are able to stick the bomb to an enemy, it cannot be escaped. The high damage is enough to kill any offense, defense, or support character from full health, and most tanks as long as some of their health is already missing. The damage radius is fairly small, so precision with its placement is crucial to get the best benefit out of it. Now that we've discussed her abilities and attacks, let's move on to Tracer's strengths and weaknesses. As previously mentioned, Tracer is an offense character, so to get the most benefit out of playing her, you will need to get up close and personal. Her weapons don't do a ton of damage from afar and can be hard to land hits from long distances, but when in close proximity to your enemy, you can do very significant damage very quickly. Combine that with her extreme mobility, and she can manage to zip around her enemy while doing damage, making herself a very difficult target to hit. If you haven't gathered this by now, Tracer's biggest strength is obviously her mobility. If you aren't making use of Blink and Recall every chance you get, then you aren't playing Tracer correctly. That said, Tracer does have a couple weaknesses to be aware of. Because her health is so low at only 150 hit points with no armor and no shield, if Tracer is caught off guard, she can often be killed before she has a chance to react. Also, if you happen to run into a Tracer who's just used her recall and either doesn't have any or only has one blink remaining, she's really just a sitting duck. If playing Tracer, be mindful of how many blinks you have remaining at any given point, and remember it can be used both to initiate fights and to get away from them. Now let's go ahead and cover some tips and tactics to play Tracer. Now Tracer has an inherent combo that is capable of being devastating to the enemy team, however you need to time it right and have all of your abilities available. First, wait for an opportunity when 3 or more enemies are grouped together. This is most likely to happen during games with an escort mechanic, as the attacking team will likely group up on the objective to push it as quickly as possible. Once you found the opportunity, start from a distance and use 2 to 3 blinks to close the gap. Toss your pulse bomb, hopefully attaching it to an enemy, but if not, at least getting it as close to as many enemies as possible, and then recall to back yourself out. If done correctly, you should have at least 2 to 3 kills and be at a safe distance to retreat. This is definitely one of the more advanced combos in the game due to the coordination needed, however, if pulled off, it can also be one of the most devastating combos as well. Another tip that can be helpful is that if you're in a one-on-one situation and find yourself needing to reload, start the reload and then use blink through the enemy. The disorientation they encounter can be enough time for you to finish your reload and finish them off. If you're going to play Tracer, know that she will be a bit difficult to get the hang of at first. Her blinks can be a bit jarring and hard to gauge where she's going to land. Her recall, while extremely helpful, can leave you a bit unaware of your surroundings, as most players engaged in a fight don't know exactly where they were 3 seconds earlier. I recommend practicing Tracer's abilities in the training area or against AI to get a feel for her travel distance and cooldown times. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you feel better equipped to play Tracer now, or if there's some aspect that I missed that you want to share. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe and follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Toast, and I'll talk to you soon.